Hi, my name is Yoni Siden. I'm a fourth year medical student here at the University of Michigan, currently out getting a dual degree at the Ford School of Public Policy here at the U of M. When I return, I will be applying into OBGYN, obstetrics and gynecology. I am a part of the hospital-based practice and health systems branch, which I chose because my clinical interests are really in kind of high acuity care, especially high risk pregnancy, and other kind of obstetrical issues. And also because I'm really interested in how health systems can do a better job of understanding patients' sort of social needs and addressing kind of upstream factors for social determinants of health. So that felt like a pretty good home to me. I also really wanted to participate in the mock code curriculum that they have. I am, as you might have predicted, also a part of the health policy path of excellence. In terms of kind of projects that I'm involved in, the biggest one right now is I help to lead a pregnancy support group that is a part of the Division of Women's Health, which we started during the COVID pandemic, really recognizing that our patients had higher social needs because of the pandemic itself, as well as kind of a losing access to a lot of services in the transition to going digital. It's been a really awesome project to be a part of because it draws on my background. Before medical school, I was a social worker. And it's been a really nice way for me to see the sort of the ways that my experiences before medical school can kind of inform my clinical practice. It is also became very related to my work in policy. Part of what I started to think a lot about when we were talking with these pregnant women was thinking about like how do we identify social needs of our patients and how do we address them, and that really led me to feeling like I had a lot of unanswered questions, which is why I ended up doing my degree in public policy as well. My favorite part of the branches, hands down, has been the flexibility to explore. I really, I am a very sort of socially minded med student, clearly care a lot about things like social determinants of health, but I have very strong clinical interests, and it's been really exciting to be able to spend a month doing anesthesiology and really understanding more about how the cardiovascular system works. It's been really fun. I did a month on inpatient psychiatry because I really wanted to better understand how psychiatric medications work. And so I really love sort of the ability to be able to enter all different types, all different parts of the hospital and all different types of practice. I also really appreciate sort of that the U of M has a little bit of everything. And so anything I've really wanted to learn more about, I've been able to do. The branches is super fun. I think some of the pros of the Michigan curriculum, as I've alluded to, is really that flexibility. I appreciated doing my preclinicals in 1 year and then being able to really focus my time clinically. And something that I've found really helpful is sort of that spiraling. And so learning about those things preclinically and then coming back to it after I'd already been in the hospital for a year when I studied for step 1, I actually found that really helpful. I find that I do use basic science in my clinical practice, and I'm not sure that I would have done it as strongly if I hadn't been prompted to go back and study some of that sort of preclinical curriculum beforehand. I think one of the cons is that it can be quite fast-paced. Definitely got a little bit of evaluation fatigue that first year where I felt like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to take another quiz. My understanding is that the curriculum has changed a little bit, which maybe speaks to the responsiveness of the school to kind of figuring out like how do we make this new curriculum work? It really meets like our values, but how can we make sure that the methods are really enacting the values that we want it to? Faculty guidance and mentorship has been, I think, like one of the strongest parts. As I said, I became really interested in high risk obstetrics and obstetrics in general. And during the branches, I ended up doing what's called a longitudinal clinic with Dr. James, who really became a strong clinical mentor to me. So every week, I would go on Tuesday mornings to diabetes clinic, pregnancy diabetes clinic, and work with him. I had patients that I saw over the course of their entire pregnancy. I would go and visit them after they delivered. And Dr. James really helped me shape both my clinical knowledge as well as my patient interactions to get better at sort of sharing information, sharing bad news, doing shared decision making, things like that. I also have non-clinical mentors. And so Dr. Peel has been a really important mentor to me. She and I run, she's the faculty who runs the support group program, and she and I have worked really closely together on asking some of these big questions about patient social needs. So she and I have done some research together and things like that. She's been really supportive of me going to the policy school as well. And I think that those relationships helped me find a home in OB-GYN in a way that maybe I had been searching for, but didn't know that OB-GYN was going to be the place that made that work for me. As I said, I'll be applying into OB-GYN, and I think that we have a really supportive program. The folks who are helping us kind of get to that place, Dr. Hamoud, Dr. Kempner, they know us and they're here to help us. I've met with them a few times already to better understand like how I can shape my applications and how I can kind of make sure that I'm on the right track to meet my goals. And so that's been a really wonderful addition. So I think Michigan has been the right fit for me, hands down. That doesn't mean it's the right fit for anybody, but I'm always happy to talk more with folks if they want to learn more about OB-GYN here, if they want to learn more about policy, and if they want to learn more about being a career changer as well.